So we've got a quick one for you today. It's no-bake cookies. Bottom shelf is going to be great value. Top shelf will be all the name brand ingredients, and it'll be left and right respectively. So the sugar, we're starting off with that first. Sugar's never really been much of a difference from what we noticed. Domino brand might be slightly sweeter, but not a huge difference, to be honest. Next is the milk, and we've done whole milk before from Great Value and TG Lee. We couldn't tell a difference this time. I know the Good and Gather from Target really was suffering in quality, but these ones are pretty similar. The next one is the cocoa powder. There actually is a Great Value cocoa powder, but we couldn't find it, so we used Toll House instead. I think I like the Toll House more just because the protective wrapping actually came off compared to the Hershey's where it just shredded. But there's a bit of a twist here later on. I'm not going to spoil now though. They mix together just fine. I did think the Hershey's though was a little less clumpy. Not really any other difference besides that though. Maybe it's just a bit smoother. Next ingredient is the butter, and we've compared these two before. If you just put them head to head, the Vermont cultured butter tastes a lot better. And if they're in different recipes, it sometimes shines through, but sometimes it doesn't. So we're gonna find out here if it's really worth the extra money. Next is peanut butter, and peanut butter is a weird one because apparently Peter Pan makes the Great Value peanut butter. So this might just be the same thing with a different label on it. Granted, one's natural and one's regular, and unfortunately we couldn't find any matching peanut butters because everything's out of stock. But those are the ones we found. Next is the oats, and the oats were really similar. Maybe the Quaker ones were just a little bit thicker, but the biggest difference was the fact that the Quaker ones actually opened up and the Great Value ones, they're little protective sealing thing shredded, so I automatically just didn't like them. The vanillas are next, and we've compared these before, not much of a difference. We've got the Great Value stuff here, and it mixed together pretty well. I didn't really notice any really weird difference here, to be honest. They poured out nicely, well, except for my actual skills in scooping the cookies. My wife roasted me for that pretty good, saying how ugly they were. Thank goodness that it doesn't really affect the flavor, so they tasted just fine. And you can roast my ugly scooping just as much as you can roast my really terrible vanilla pouring skills, as I spilled it all over those oats. Then the name brand stuff mixed together basically the same as the bottom shelf stuff, and they scooped out just as ugly thanks to my poor skills in cookie scooping. I really hope you're not here for the technique because I really don't have it. So if there's anything from these episodes you want to take from, just skip over how I scoop cookies because it's not going to make you a better cook. Aim for the ingredient comparison. And then finally with the head-to-head here, I'm going to take one of these bottom shelf ones and split in half for you to look at. And as you can see, it's a no-bake cookie. They're really just exactly what you expect from no-bakes. Flavor-wise though, there was a difference, albeit you probably wouldn't be able to notice if you just tried a single one by itself. So to answer the question of is it better, I would say yes, and there's three key ingredients that I would say are better. First, the cocoa powder. The Hershey's really did taste better. Second, I would say the butter helps. It adds a little more creaminess to the no-bake cookies. And finally, the oats maybe had a better texture from Quaker, but it was probably the last ingredient I'd switch. So if you liked what we're doing, let us know by liking the video, subscribe, and let us know what you want to see next. Thanks so much.